Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
Good
Bill.
morning.
It is Saturday, September 20th,
Wow.
What?
coming to you from sunny
I
California.
think it's August 20th.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I was gonna say, don't tell me I missed my daughter's birthday.
I was just like, does California have a different
7-Eleven.
month than we do?
Probably.
That's more than time change.
One
Yeah,
evening
exactly.
after the honeymoon, Tom was welding some stuff in the garage for fun. His new wife was standing there by the bench watching him. After a long period of silence, she finally said, "Honey, I've just been thinking, now that we're married, maybe you don't need to spend so much time out here in your garage and could consider selling some of your machinery and stuff, like gun collections, fishing gear, boat, and lose all those stupid model airplanes
Ooh.
and sell that vintage hot rod sports car and dump your home brewing kit." Tom got a horrified look on his face. She said, "Darling, what's wrong?" He replied, "For a minute there, you were starting to sound like my ex-wife."
Ooh.
"Ex-wife," she exclaimed. "You never told me you were married." Tom replied, "I wasn't."
Oh, that's a good one.
Watch out.
Okay. Today we're going to continue our discussion of photos. And so I'm going to turn on share screen. I'm using a relatively new setup here because of where I'm located. So that's why I've got to, ooh,
It's
let me
really
get
cool.
a little bit. Okay. Everybody see my panel?
Yes.
Yes.
On your phone. Mhm.
And my phone. Now, the last time we talked about camera, just a little review. Right, we talked about photo. I happen to have 3 cameras, so it goes 0.5, 1x, and 2x. And those are the different optical lens, right? Talked about video and what the button looks like when you do a video. We talked about slow motion and time lapse.
I imagine I probably look like colorful sound waves.
Let me mute, folks. Okay. Okay. We talked about portrait mode, and I really think you all should play with portrait mode, where you click on portrait mode and then you adjust the lighting for your portrait mode. And I mentioned to you using stage lighting to take a portrait of someone, and it really has dramatic effects if in fact you have a relatively consistent background. And we went to pano. While we were talking about photo, we talked about what you can do with your flash. We talked about, everybody remember what this is called? No? I have no volunteers.
Live
That's the
photo.
live.
Thank you. It's called live photo. And that's the 3-second video that you take. If I hit the arrow here, we talked about a few other features. Oh, the delayed timing for the shutter. So it gives you time to run around and get in a picture. You went to selfie mode. Okay. Everybody remember all that, right? Yes?
Of course.
Uh-huh. And we've collected a whole lot of pictures. So now if we go to photos, I'll go to my photos on my iPhone and my iPad. Okay. Now, I guess what I'd like to do first is go to a few more settings. So if we go to settings on both the iPhone and the iPad and go down to photos, all right, there's a feature there called optimize iPad or iPhone storage. Ah, when you take a picture, the picture is, the raw form of the picture is, depending on your cameras, from 6 to 12 or more pixels, 12 million pixels. Your camera and the software in your iPhone or iPad reduces that to around 12,000, 12 million, or 1 million pixels. That's a lot of space on your iPhone or iPad. And if you're running short of space, you do something called optimize. That doesn't delete any pictures from your device. That merely reduces the amount of space the picture takes to what we call a thumbnail. It's about 10% of the original picture. So you save a lot of space. The disadvantage of doing it is when you first open the picture on your device, it looks a little fuzzy. It's pixelated. And you need to be on the internet to get the full value of the picture. What happens is you open the picture, it says, oh, you want to look at this picture instead of just its thumbnail in the photo library. And it downloads it from the iCloud.
Bill, when you say it must be on the internet, or you must be on the internet at that point, how do you do that if you're not?
It won't do it. It'll just show you the pixelated picture. Okay. So it would just look fuzzy.
Is that what the little X, the check mark on
The little check mark on optimize means that's the way I'm working. I have sufficient pictures that it could get to be a storage problem if I had the full version of every picture.
mine is on, but when I've looked at pictures, they don't appear to be as you've described them. They look like the pictures I took.
I know. And some of mine are that way too. I'm not sure how it works. You may have looked at the picture before. If you go back in your photo history or your photos and look at one that's older and click on it, and it may happen very quickly. If you go back and look one of those, and turn off your internet capability, put it in airplane mode, you'll see it's pixelated. Now, when
Okay.
you download one, I think it saves it on your system for a while before it unpixelates it, before it returns to the optimized version of it. Does that make sense?
Bill,
Yep.
I don't find that optimize on my iPhone. I go to settings, then photos, but I don't see any optimize anywhere.
Settings, photos. And I think
Yeah,
that's
I
because
have automatic.
you went to settings, photos, and it says automatic somewhere.
Yep.
Where does it say automatic?
It says that right on yours, Bill. Look at under iCloud on the phone.
Automatically upload. Oh, no, that's that's just, I want to send all my photos to the iCloud. That has nothing to do with optimizing them.
Yeah,
Where is the optimize? I don't find that.
me
Uh,
neither.
I think that's because you're using Photo Stream, Jim.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes.
And if, I don't think it works that way with Photo Stream.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to share an album, be sure to turn it on there where it says shared albums. And sharing albums is a really nice way to send a block or a group of pictures. A link actually is what you're sending to people you'd like to share a bunch of pictures with versus trying to email them to them.
Are you gonna show us how to do that?
I will give you, yes,
Okay,
show you a couple things on how to do that. Okay,
Question, Bill.
go ahead.
So when you share something, you're basically sending a link to your iCloud so that the other person has access to them, correct?
That's correct. And depending on how you share, you can share all your photos. That was going to be the tip of the day, was to share all your photos. Okay.
How about the other person being able to save? Some
Yeah,
of
they
those?
can download them. Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. The other one I have set there is transfer to Mac or PC automatically.
Yeah, but I don't.
So that should be turned on for those of you who want those pictures and you have iTunes on your Mac or your PC.
I did it the other day without the iTunes.
Correct. You can. Oh,
Thank you.
you downloaded them directly or do you use this technique? Leah,
I downloaded them with the instructions. I guess it was directly. I did not use the automatic
right,
transfer.
right. There's a way to do it automatically, which is kind of cool. Okay. But all right. So now let's go back to exit settings and let's go back to photos. On those of you who have your iPhones, at the bottom, you should have the text library for you and albums. If you don't, like you're on a picture, hit the back arrow several times to go back. On your iPads, the left-hand panel will show up. If you don't have the left-hand panel, you see the little box in the upper left-hand corner of the screen? Tap that. And now you have a left-hand panel that says Library for You, People, Places, Favorites, and Recents. Okay? So if we all click on Library, whether it's the iPhone or the iPad, right?
Well, that looks good. Is that what we're having for lunch, Bill?
That's what I had for dinner.
Oh,
I said, I better take some pictures of this. I have a class. And at the bottom, it says days, months. Okay. At the bottom, it has days on the iPhones. It has years, months, days, or all photos. This is one way in which you can view all your photos and get to particular days that you know you took your photo relatively easily. If you tap years on both your iPhone and iPad, okay, it lists the years the pictures were taken. So you can go to a particular year by scrolling down. Let's say I'm looking for pictures I took in 2012. So I just tap that. And it actually has 2012 months now. And if I tap June, it expands all the pictures I took in June of 2012. I click in August. Okay, so now I'm down to days. That making sense to everybody? Back to months, back to years. If you just want to look at all your pictures in chronological order, you would tap all photos on your iPad, and it shows you the dates streaming by. Huh. My iPad just froze up on me. I guess it froze up. There we go. So if I tap all, it shows me all my pictures. The bottom is the most recent pictures, and the top, if you scroll through them all, the top is the oldest photos that it thinks you have. Now, the photo might, if it's on your device, may not be the date it was taken. It may be the date it was put on your device. If you're copying a picture from somewhere that doesn't have a date in the metadata. So I go back here. I didn't take any of these pictures in my iPhone there. I didn't take any of them. But I downloaded them And if the metadata was correct on there, I used that. If it isn't, it just takes the date that it was put on your device. Like there's my wedding picture. Obviously, I was not married at whatever date that is in 2010, 2011. But that's when the picture was put on my iPhone. So that's how you use the library. Let's shift over now to albums. On your iPad, you shift over by clicking albums. On your iPhone, do the same. That's your iPhone. On your iPad, you would click on Recents. And that shows you the recent pictures you've taken. On your iPhones, you would tap Albums and then Recents to get the same list of pictures.
Did you get the recents on the albums?
Say again, please. iPhone or iPad?
On the iPhone
Mhm.
to come to the area where you have albums recent. I've done albums, but I don't see.
That should be the first.
Now I do. Thank you.
If you scroll to the top, it should say Recents. Apple, I don't know whether that's a good name for it or not. That's every picture you've taken that is on your device. So Recents
Some of
could
them
be 12 years old.
may not be recent.
Yeah, that's right. It's a relative term.
On my iPhone, I see favorites, not recents.
You see favorites, not recents. You have to, you're here, and you have to scroll down, and then you'll get recents. Unless you tap favorites, and then you have to hit the back arrow.
I did. I had to hit the back arrow, then I found them.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Now, I guess the first thing I will talk about is creating your own albums, and then we'll show you what Apple has done to make it easy to view your pictures without creating your own albums. But you may want to create your own albums. So let's say I wanted to create my own album of the pictures, and I'm going to tap Recents, of the pictures of our meal last night. Okay. In Korea, that's called a one-pot meal. And you cook it yourself at the table, basically. And it's made up of vegetables and a particular protein, meat. They specialize with Kobe beef. Okay. And here's all those pictures. Like there's a pictures of the vegetables. Well, I've emptied that one that is put in the burner there in the middle of the table. In this particular restaurant, they had 3 burners. So that's, and you could have your 2 different broths on different across from each other, so they split it. Those are the 3 we had. All right, so I wanted to create an album of these guys. So the way in which we do that is we're looking at recents and we tap select. And we select the pictures that we'd like to make. I'll do it on my iPad. Tap select. Then I want it to be this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And it can be videos and it can be still pictures or panoramas or whatever, all in one album. And then we tap the up arrow. Now, Apple does make it easy. If I wanted to send all those pictures, I could email them, but I probably would, my email provider would probably say, that's too much data. Then you can, or I always put them in an album. Now here's the existing albums I have, but there's a box there at the top that says new album. And I'm just going to call it one pot meal. Okay.
Did you click on something before you got the new album that you're doing?
I selected the pictures I wanted to put in it first.
Yes. And then,
And then you click the share box and say new album. And then I click save. How did I click save? Yes. Okay.
I have that, but that's okay.
That's pretty straightforward. And then if you scroll down to where it says my albums at the bottom, and I'll bet it's in my iPhone already. Okay. And there it is. And there's the pictures that are in it. Now, if I forgot one picture, if I scroll down the panel on my iPad to where it says my albums, there's one pot. And you could, if I forgot a picture, I could say add one. And I forgot to put my, what's this one? I forgot to put one of my bird videos in there. I just select that and all of a sudden it's there. Now here's the first important one. If I want to remove that picture from the album, I click select, I tap that picture, and now I'm going to hit the trash can. Now, the question we have to ask ourselves is, will that remove the picture from my iPhone or iPad, or just remove it from this album? Well, it gives me a choice. It says remove from album or delete. If I choose to delete it, now this is very important. If I choose to delete any picture, it not only deletes it from my iPhone and iPad, it deletes it from the iCloud as well. We cannot use the iCloud as the traditional way of thinking of a backup. Oh, I backed it up in the iCloud. Now I can delete the pictures and save some space on my iPhone or iPad. Not true. And if you don't pick up anything else from today's class, that's the one you want to pick up. So I'm just going to click remove from album.
So the only two options that you have when you're thinking about deleting, right?
I'll get to that in a minute. I'm removing it from the album. And I got to get the right. Okay. And if I go back to my photos, in recents, I guess I should pick a picture. Let me pick this one. If I delete it here, if I had that picture in 5 albums and I click delete, it deletes it from the 5 albums, my iPhone, my iPad, and the iCloud. Because
As
I'm
in
looking at
gone
the
forever,
say again,
It-
please.
as in gone forever.
Yes. Well, not quite. Let me
Yeah.
make that point. I'm gonna hit the delete photo. Okay. So I did that. And is it gone forever? Not yet, is the answer to the Ann's question.
Recently deleted.
You go down to recently deleted, and you'll see that that picture is down here. And it's going to be there for 29 days. Now, I deleted a bunch of pictures earlier today. All the ones I deleted. And they're all 29 days. But if I go back far enough here, there's some I deleted that have 14 days left before they will permanently disappear.
Therefore, that means you can retrieve it if you want to.
Let's do that. Good point. So I select this picture. And on my screen, and you can't see it, in the bottom it says recover. If I click recover, now that picture is back. If I go back to recents, there's the picture back in recents again.
So what if you had that picture in 3 or 4 different
Albums,
albums?
yeah.
They all go away in the albums too?
Yeah. Will it go away in the albums? Yes. Okay. Now, the question you might want to consider there is if it goes away in the album, I'm sorry, and let me take this picture that we were talking about and put it in an album and then delete the picture and then recover it. Does it go back into those albums again? All right, so let's put this picture, this one. We're going to go down to our albums here. One pot, add a picture. We're going to add that picture and say done. So now that picture is in the one pot album. I'm going to go back to recents where all the pictures are listed. Select that picture and delete it. And to prove that it's gone, we'll go back to photos. We'll go back to the album. and it's no longer in that album. But if I go to recently deleted, click on it and recover it, does it go back in the album as well as recents? So it's back in recents. And it's back in one pot. Okay, everyone?
What is the plus sign with the blank? What does that mean?
That's how I could add another one in
Another picture, but
to,
okay,
to this
the
album.
album. Right, thank you.
Album on the iPhone, there's, when I make the pictures of what I want to make an album,
Yep.
there's nothing there to put it in an album.
That's when you, okay, so you're looking in recents and you select some pictures.
Did that, yeah.
I'm sorry. I tap select and I go 1, 2, 3. So far, so good?
Yes,
Okay. And I say, I hit the share box at the bottom,
there, there's no share box.
a little square. I can't see it on the screen, but it was there.
Oh, that's square, yes, okay, yes.
And then I tap, when I get to the share options, I click add to album.
Oh, way down here, okay. All
Okay.
right. Yes, thank you.
And then new album and give it a name, etc.
Excuse
Okay.
me, Bill,
Yes.
I noticed that in your albums, to the left of select, it says aspect.
Where are we looking?
On your album, to the left of select, it says aspect. Is that the aspect ratio? Mine, for some reason, has square next to my, next to select. I don't know why. It doesn't say aspect. But those are not square pictures.
They are not.
How did you make it square now? What happened to aspect?
Okay.
Oh, you just clicked on it.
Yeah. What it's doing is it's separating the pictures, right?
Oh,
It doesn't take any ratios or anything. It's just a different way of displaying it to you.
oh, I see. Oh, I see. Actually, when it has it square, it shows better if it's vertical or horizontal.
Right.
For some reason, that's weird. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. So now we know how to make an album, work with an album. On your iPad, click on Places. Photos. On your iPhone, go down and it says People and Places, and then click on Places there. Okay. What it shows you is the location around the country or around the world that you have taken these pictures. Now you'll see here in Florida, it says I took 1,332 pictures. And don't ask me yet why it's 32 and 47. That's interesting.
No, I'm sorry, but I missed it on the iPhone. I got it on the iPad, but I can't.
Okay, on the iPhone, you go to albums and you scroll down a bit to where it says people and places. And you tap there.
I don't have people in places.
You sure? You're looking at albums. Does it say albums at the top center?
Yes, it says albums at the top, and I have people in places.
Okay.
Under
Scroll down to
shared.
where it says people and places and then tap places.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. So now we're now comfortably looking at this. And let me just start here. It says I have 1,332 pictures taken somewhere in Florida. Well, not quite. If you start reverse pinching to zoom in, it'll start breaking that apart and showing you different places within that particular picture, right? Within the map of where the pictures were actually taken. So if I go over here, let's see if I can zero in on something like, yeah, I got it. There are pictures I took at Jungle Gardens. And there's 6 pictures I took at the golf course near the miniature golf course near Jungle Gardens. Now I'd like to share the screen with Jim, but because he can show me where he saw gorillas in Africa. Right, Jim?
Yes, yes. Yes, I can.
It's just amazing. So your pictures are already organized by where they were taken.
So now I've got a picture that was taken in 2013, and I want to move it into an album.
Oh,
How do
well,
we
yeah,
do that?
okay. So if I open that picture, if I open those, so there's a bunch of pictures I took at Jungle Garden, and I want to do something, put it in an album. The same process, I would click select. I would choose the parrot here. And then I would hit the share box, add to album.
Mine says delete photo.
It says delete. Where does it say delete photo?
When I selected the picture, it came up, this photo will be deleted from iCloud on all your devices.
Oh, you started with delete. Don't start with delete. Cancel that.
How do I cancel it?
Hit the cancel at the top or back arrow.
Okay, I've done that. Now I select the picture that I want, correct?
Yep,
But I have to hit select first,
correct.
and then I click the picture,
The picture you want,
and then I hit the share button.
the share box at the bottom.
Okay, I'm with you.
And there you can add it to an existing or a new album.
If you wanted to do the whole set, would you have to click each one?
Well, not really. See where it says select? Once you tap select one, let me cancel that. If you tap select, then you have here, it says select again, and select will select them all.
What I've done with one of mine, it not only is giving me where I am, but it's giving me the date and the name of where it is. Yours had. Assuming that's what it's supposed to do.
That's what it has. I don't know where you are to get that information.
On the screen that says places like yours does. On the
Yeah,
photos, it actually has the words of where I was, St. Simon's Island, the date, July 28th. And the
you
pictures
open,
that,
you open the picture first, or it just tells you that automatically?
I don't remember.
Okay, there is a way to get that information, but it wouldn't be here.
Well, I know what I did is on the picture that's on the screen, that's on the map, I kept widening it by moving my hand
Yeah,
and widening it, and it came up this way.
okay. So you're saying, mhm,
I started with the peoples and places and the places map.
yep, yep, I understand.
Bill, why does it put some of them in a thing called moments?
We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
If you tap one photo, and that's, Leah, can you save that question to a little later?
Sure.
Okay,
Bill, I have a question.
go ahead.
That feature that shows the location, do you have to have location services turned on your phone in order, when you take the picture, for that to work?
Yes. And I didn't cover that because I didn't know if anybody had it turned off. Is anybody not able to do what I just did? So everybody was able to go to maps and do that?
Bill,
Yes,
I'd like to just make a comment about something that you told me to go look for the gorillas, and I did, and it turns out for the places, the first pictures that show up are in Kigali, Rwanda, and it gives Kigali as a regular name like in English. But then later on, it changes over and gives it in the foreign name, Prefecture de Rohingya, or something like that. Why would it be changing the names of the places?
is it a different location slightly?
Well, slightly different location, yes.
That's probably why. It's the only reason I could think of.
So all the gorillas are in this thing called Prefecture du Rohingya.
Sounds like it, yeah.
But okay, it just seems like it's strange, part of it to be English and part to be some foreign language.
Yeah, I agree.
Bill, this is Barbara again. I asked that question because when I go to places, not all of my photos are on that map. And I do sometimes turn off location services. So I guess the reason why all my photos aren't on the map is because if I had turned off location services, then that feature seems to not work. Is that correct?
That's correct. Since you mentioned it, everybody press your home button. Press your home button and go to settings. Apple does I think, a marvelous job allowing you to control the information and who accesses the information on your device. And they do that primarily through going to settings and privacy. And by the way, did everybody get the notice that from Apple that you have to update your systems? Because they discovered a security possible
Yes.
breach. So we all should have now that we're in settings, if you go to general and software update, it should say 15.6.1 on both your iPhone and iPad.
15.6.1
Correct.
with 206 megabytes.
It's a small package, but important.
Say,
It took
you went
about
to
12 minutes
settings
for it
and
to
what?
download.
That happened like last week, right?
No,
Early part of this week.
Oh,
it just happened not too long ago.
yes, I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Right.
I read it yesterday, but you go to update, then settings. I'm sorry, settings, then what? On the
Say again?
iPhone? On the iPhone, you go to settings and then what?
General, to determine this, settings, general, and software update.
What I have on my phone, I have the iOS 15.6.1.
Good.
It says this update provides important security updates and is
Right.
recommended for all users.
Correct.
Does that mean it's already happened or I have to update it?
You have to update it because if you had it, it would look like mine.
Will they automatically do it though?
Well, it's a good thing to do it, even though don't wait for them to get it to you
Okay, do it
automatically.
now, huh? Okay.
But don't do it right now.
I don't think so, no.
What you're showing is the automatic date and on to be done, placed to on.
No. My phone says 15.6.1 iPhone, iPad OS is up to date.
So in other words, if it doesn't say that,
It's not got that yet.
down at the bottom of that, it says download and install.
That's what you would click when class is over.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'll go to privacy, right?
Back to settings and privacy. And I have location services on. Okay. Now, the first bit of privacy you have is where is your phone? And if you click on location services, it lists all the applications that would like to know where you are, where your phone is, and basically where you are. And you can adjust that there by app clips would like to know, right? So I say, no, I'm not gonna do that. AccuWeather, I have it on while using, not always, but while using it. So the normal thing you should have is while using or never.
Except for emergency, which is on always
Where's emergency?
after elevation.
After, where's
Well, I'm on
emergency?
the iPhone, which maybe may make a difference.
Yeah.
So should app clips be turned on or off?
I don't even confirm location. Your location is used to confirm to app clips that scan tags haven't been moved from where they belong. Turn it off.
Turn
I don't-
apps off?
Yeah, I just turned it off.
Okay.
I don't see emergencies, Anne.
It's not too far down under app clips. You just go down to the ease and it's emergency comes after elevation.
Elevation?
Yes, elevation.
I don't have it on mine. I'm not sure what emergency is on yours. So you may have downloaded an app I don't know about.
Well, the app explanation is we will use your current location to monitor for hazards.
I understand.
And then it says precise location, which is turned on.
Right.
You must have told me this. I don't do this unless you do.
Well, being that I don't have emergencies on mine, this is
So are we supposed to have location alerts, show map in location turned on? It has a location alert.
show map in location alerts. Yes. Turn that
Should be
on.
on.
Yes. Okay. These are the apps that want to know where you are, and you can control that. If you have an app called emergency, perhaps you want to have it know where you are. I'm not sure about that one, Ann, but I would have that on.
Thank you.
If you go back though, where it says privacy at the top of the center, right? I go back. There's one there for photos. In other words, what applications would you like to have photos be able to access? Or what applications would you like to be able to access your photos? Okay, and you can control that here. So if you get an application like, let's see, Scan Pro, you probably want it to access all your photos. So it can put photos in your library once it scans something.
Yeah.
Bill, how about Google Photos?
Yep. You want Google Photos to be able to access your photos so it can add your photos that you take that are in recents. You want it to be able to put it in the Google Photo Library, for example. I mean, if that's your intention. Okay. So we segued into privacy. Now we're going to go back to our
Excuse me,
home
no.
screens and go
No,
to
I don't, excuse me, I don't even have photos under location services.
Yes, you do.
I don't see it. I have maps. I have.
Back off of look. Okay. Let me
I'm
come
at
back
the
up again.
privacy.
Hold on. go to settings. You
Okay,
don't have it under location services,
oh,
right? You have location services
yeah,
turned
and then I
on.
have photos.
Let me explain. Location services is on, and you make sure your photos, where's the photos down here? Doesn't even have it in here.
I don't have it in that list.
Yeah, they don't, if you have it on, it's going to be recorded in your photos.
I don't have it. But I mean, I'm getting, I'm getting my location information. But it's not in
In
this
your,
listing.
yeah. In other words, if you turn on location services, it looks like Apple automatically puts it in every photo.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing
You
that,
don't-
but I don't see
you don't have-
photos listed here.
You don't have a choice.
Okay, that's fine.
But you do have a choice who can access your photos once you've taken them. And that's back here on privacy.
Mm.
Okay, let's go back to privacy.
For
Okay,
example,
nobody's.
I often, if I want to get a picture printed, I would go to CVS with my app. So right now it says CVS, this particular app has access to my photos. So when I use it, right? So when I use it, I can access my photos and send CVS the photo I want.
Right.
The word you look for if you want to, for a picture that you take is camera. And that if you wanted to put the time and date where you are, right? Doesn't have photos on it, it just has camera.
Well,
Wow.
I don't-
I'm not sure what you mean, Leah.
And
I lost you. Hello? Anybody else on?
Yeah,
We're here.
we're here.
Okay.
I think she's gone to privacy camera. And you want to have that so that it records. I have it while using.
Yeah, don't turn off camera. For Zoom.
I must be incognito because nothing has asked me. One app has asked on the photos and nothing's asked on the camera.
So nobody asked to use your camera?
Oh,
all
just,
all these apps want to use my camera.
no, only app clips, a navigator and Zoom have asked to use my camera.
You don't have enough apps.
Oh, actually, more of you don't ask on my phone, but it's still only a handful.
I understand. All right. Let's go back to the home screen. And open
So
up our
before
phone.
you move on, I have a question. What is
Okay.
what is app clips?
Can anybody tell us what app clips are? I don't use it.
I don't know. What is it for? You know, what does it do?
Exactly. Hey, Bill, you with us?
I'll check.
Thank you. We'll find
Do
out.
I need to have that on?
Well, we're going to find out. Bill's got to
All
find out
right.
what it
Okay.
is first.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's like a series of steps to make a shortcut. But I found it too complicated to use.
Yeah, I need something very simple, so I may turn it off. Thank you.
Well, let's find out. There's shortcuts, but I didn't know app clips was part of it.
Well, it just says confirm location, so that can
Ah.
either be on or off.
I understand. Yes.
Okay.
One of the really cool features, I think, is this thing one called people. All right. It identifies people that you have in your photos.
Yeah.
Now, you may not have many people there. I have a bunch. Okay. So the question you might say is, Bill, how did you get all these people? Well, I went to a particular picture. And let me go to my photos now. I'll go to recents. I'll find a picture of a person. Here's one. So I opened this picture of a person, and I'm going to switch here a little bit.
Jumping.
Okay. My screen actually looks like what's on the left, but you're just seeing the picture that's there. You with me so far?
No,
Mhm.
Just
Uh-oh.
open a picture with has some people on it.
well, on your iPad, that's not showing up.
My
On your-
point is, when I tap it on my iPad, it doesn't work quite right. So I took my iPhone and I'm taking a picture of my iPad.
Mm.
Both of those are the same. Okay. What you're seeing in this picture, right, is the picture here.
I
Yeah.
don't see a picture here.
The point I'm making is you're not getting a clear vision when I do this screen mirroring trick
Oh,
of what's actually on the iPad. Okay. I'm hearing silence. This is
That's
the
because you
iPad.
had us muted.
Who's
Yeah.
muted?
You've had all of us muted. That's why you don't hear anything.
This is a picture that's on the iPad that I just opened. Here's what it looks like to me. And when I use this mirroring program, here's what it looks like. So you don't get all the controls.
I see. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. So what I'd like to do is tap right there. See where the eye is? If I tap the eye, I get information about this picture. Now, in this case, doesn't that guy look a lot like John Leno? Anyway, in this case, I just get the picture characteristics. I don't get the location it was taken. All right. Now, if I take that picture and I pull it up like so, I get the information screen. More importantly, down here at the bottom, I get two little circles with question marks on them.
Okay.
Now, here's the magic. If I tap one of those little circles and I say tag with name, and I put John Leno on that, I'm just going to say John. Oops, didn't get it in. Let me do it again. Tag with name. I'm going to make it John. And then I'm going to click next. And now every picture that I have of this gentleman on my iPad will be put in an album called John. So if I look at people, and John's down here at the bottom now, see him? Now I have gone through and done that for all these other people. The beautiful thing about this is that if I want to see every picture I have on my iPad of Betty, I just tap Betty, and now I have all the pictures of Betty. Get the idea?
How did you get out of your picture where you made it just his to see that?
Say again,
Can't get
please.
out. How do you get to that page where you're looking at all your people? I can't get there.
You may
Did
not
you-
have any yet.
I do have two in that spot.
Are you on an iPhone or an iPad?
iPhone.
iPhone. So let me switch gears to my iPhone. I'll go to Photos. Here's where it says Recents. If I just scroll down through Recents, it says People and Places. Now, if you don't have any people
Got it.
listed here, you haven't done any of this yet.
I've got it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So if I want to see every picture of my grandson, I go like that. And then guess what? If I tap that little button, it'll make a movie for me. Okay. I could bore you with that for an hour, but
So do all versions of the iPhone have all of these choices?
yes.
Because I don't see people.
All right. So how do you
right.
get people? Let me show you. There's a person or two in this picture. You're not going to see it. Okay. I gotta do it on another. I have to do it on my iPad. To be effective here. I go to my library. Oops. I'm going to Recents. I'm going to find that picture of that gentleman again, hopefully. This picture, right? Now I'm on my iPad. Both screens are my iPad. I put my finger on the picture and I drag it up. Right here down at the bottom, it's a little circle. There'll be a little circle there for every person in that picture that Apple can recognize. And if I want to identify that person, let's say it's a person, it's a friend, and I have 25 different pictures of him, I would go tap it, and I would say add with tag or tag with name. Okay. And I would put that person's name there. If I go back to my phone 2 hours from now, that person will not only be in my people list, but every picture that I have of him will be in that person's album. In other words, let me go back to people, and there's Peter, right? And here's every, I only have 4 pictures of him. Okay,
I don't see it. Mine isn't coming up. I have recent, but everything is by date.
that's
You know.
okay. That's not the issue.
Yeah,
If you,
I just can't
everything,
find anything that says people.
no, you won't.
Oh, okay.
Tap a picture of a person.
Okay.
So I tap mine. Put your finger on that picture. Put your finger on that picture and drag it up. And you'll see the little circles. And there'll be a question mark beside them if you have not named that person yet. This person's happened to be named. Okay? Yes, no,
Bill, I'm having trouble doing that. You're saying that you have a group picture and you tap the person.
no. You tap the whole thing and drag it up,
Tap the whole what thing?
the whole
Oh,
picture, and
the
move
whole-
it. Once you're viewing the picture,
Yeah,
you pull it up.
you pull the picture up.
And then you should get little circles.
It's not working. You
Okay.
tap the picture and you pull it
No,
up.
you don't. Okay. I'm going to go through the steps. I'm going to tap. Okay, I can do it with the mouse here, I think. Okay,
When I-
tap this picture,
Oh, okay.
and then I put my finger here and I pull up.
You put your,
Where the little dot, oh, you don't see the dot on your screen? There you go.
We're losing your sound.
yeah,
I put my finger right here and I drag it up. I drag it up, right?
okay. Oh, okay, I got it.
And then you have the little circles show up there at the bottom.
Okay, great. Thanks. I got it that time. Thanks.
Okay. Once you got the little circles, click the one for the person you'd like to name and add a name to it. This works
Put the
wonderfully.
info on app clips when you got a moment.
Say again, please. Oh,
That's Bill. I got an app clips.
yep, app clips. Go ahead, Bill.
App clip is an Apple program. It's a small part of an app that lets you do a task quickly, like rent a bike, pay for parking, order food. You can discover app clips in Safari, Maps, Messages, or in the real world through NFC tags, QR codes, or app clip codes. They're
So if you're-
unique.
So if you're in Maps, for example, and it has a picture of Chick-fil-A, you can
Yeah.
click on it and it opens up an app clip for Chick-fil-A and tells you when it's open.
Yeah, you can do it that way, or it might tell you how to order food from there,
Yep,
or it might, if you're on the Maps program, it might give you a description of what the item is that you're looking at.
yep. Botanical gardens, jungle gardens, something like that.
Well, those are built into the apps, but with one of the versions, I think in 15, they made it so that you can design your own app clips.
Okay,
And it's a whole series of steps.
okay.
And I find it's just easier just to do it, unless it's something you do all the time. It's just easier to do the steps yourself.
Okay, all right.
But other app companies may be using app clips in order to help execute their app.
Right.
Mhm.
Thank you, William.
Bill, Ralph here.
Go ahead.
Bill,
Go ahead.
I have a picture of a person I'm trying to tag. But when it's a live picture and it
Ooh.
seems like when I try to drag it up to get that little icon or little picture in the lower left corner, it doesn't show up.
I'm not sure you can do it with a live picture.
That's probably what I'm asking. Can I change it back to us?
Yes, you can. You go to edit. And then
Wait a
it'll
minute, wait a
show-
minute. Let's show that to everybody.
Okay.
What do you mean by a live picture?
This is a live picture. If I put my finger on it,
Right.
see that guy talking?
You go into edit.
I
And
go
on
to
the
edit.
bottom, it'll show the, hold on a minute. I have so many of them. Yeah, and I changed them back because it takes up more space. So you go into the settings on the photo. Hold on a minute. Let me go to live.
Ralph, this is
Yes.
a live photo. That's of me, and I dragged it up, and it comes up with that little dot on it.
All right, so it live. Oh. You can't do it with a shared photo. Hold on a minute. It's under edit. And when you go to the bottom of it, there's this circle to the right of cancel. And you hit that and it'll show you live is off, or you can turn live off on the top.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
So what I'm recommending a lot of you do, spend some time, it's your homework. I don't think it works on a gorilla, by the way.
Something's happened to your sound and we can hardly hear you.
Yeah, I moved the microphone up. Is that better?
Much better.
Yes.
Sorry. Doesn't work on if I pull it up, okay. There's 3 people in this picture. And I pulled it up and you'll see on your screen that it has a question mark beside this one. It's identified this one as my son, this one is my grandson, but it hasn't identified this one. So I'm going to tap that one. And it comes up and says tag with name. This is what you can't see. And so I tap add name and I'll start typing. Why? Oh, whoops. And there it has her name. And I'm just going to say, yep, that's her. And it says, oh, photo of young Nam, confirm. Okay. So sometimes it doesn't recognize the face. She has big sunglasses on here and it didn't pick it up as her face. Let's talk a little bit about editing a photo. Let me pick one of these pictures. So I opened a picture on my iPad there. I can open a similar picture on my iPhone. Looks close enough the same picture, right? When I do that, that's my iPad I'm taking a picture of with my iPhone right now. It has share, favorite, information, trash, and edit across the top. If I tap the share box, it comes up and allows me to print it, add to an album, copy it. So if I wanted to edit this, I could copy it, and then I'd have the original and the edited version. And a whole bunch of other features, save files. I could also mail it to someone or airdrop it.
God.
If I wanted to add this to my favorites, I have a album called Favorites. So I just tap the heart. Now it's in the Favorites album. If I want to see the circumstances under which this picture was taken, I tap the eye. Ooh. And pull down. Now, being I didn't take this picture, it was sent to me. I don't have its location. If I had taken the picture, there'd be the geographical coordinates of where it was taken. I could trash it and I could edit it. Now, most people, when they get to this point, they might want to get rid of red eye. But the most of the time, they're going to want to crop it. So if we tap crop, you can say, hey, I want to make this a little different. And make it that picture instead. And then I tap done. Okay. Now there are a whole lot of other editing tools. One of them here is the wand. It's called Magic Editing. That's the one here. And it just changes the lighting. And that didn't do a bad job, did it? You turn it on, turn it off.
It's somewhat like the program that the lady was having at our presentation meeting.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have as much, certainly.
Not as much, but it basics are.
Yeah. Here's the one. If you aren't getting if you have shadows in the face, you can tap this one and make it brighter or too bright or etc. Okay. You want it to write on it. That would be this guy. I think that's writing on it. Yeah, and I can, yeah, okay. Right? And if I wanted to erase that, hit the eraser and I just go. Okay,
If you hit done, does it just save the new picture or does it keep the old and the new?
well, it has both here, I think.
I think it overrides the original picture.
It did override the original picture, but if I tap edit, I can revert back to what the picture was. If I were going to edit the picture, I would choose to this and copy photo. And then edit it. I'm going to crop it again. Say done. And now the picture is saved. I think at the end here. No, must be saved beside it. Yep. Here's one. And there's the other. You get the idea, everybody?
Yeah, how did you, I usually do it on my computer. On the
Yeah.
iPad, how did you copy the photo? You just went to the share button?
It says copy photo.
Or you went to the share button?
Yep. Now I probably have it 3 times.
Oh, right, it's right there. Thanks. Yeah, I find it safer to work on a duplicate.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have it 1, 2, 4 times there now. Same picture. Okay.
Bill,
Yes, go ahead.
how can you blur the background? You know, if you've taken a picture before you had portrait or bokeh effect on your phone, how can you blur the background in your adjustments?
I don't know if you can with this editor.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
What you're saying is you'd like the water to be right.
Well, not so much that one, but if you take a picture of someone,
Right.
you know, and you know, and they could be in a restaurant or someplace, and you want to blur the background. You know, before we had portrait on our phones, everything was sharp. Everything was in focus.
Well, if you take the picture with portrait, that's usually the idea.
Yeah, but before we had portrait on our phones.
Right. Ah, yeah, you'd have to, I don't think Apple has that kind of editing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks.
All right. I have this marvelous picture that I would like to share. All right. Hit the arrow. And I want to add it to a shared album.
If you're doing something on your laptop that we can't see it.
I got you. Well, first of all, let me cover this. The hint I wanted to give you, tip of the day, was how to see and share all photos in a memory. Whoops, no, not that one. How to share all your photos to a shared photo library in the cloud. There's an easy way to share photos with family and friends with the all-new iCloud shared photo library, right? I'm sorry. I can't give you that one yet because that's iOS 16. And we don't have iOS 16 yet. All right, let me take this one. I'm going to add it to a shared album. Okay. And I'm going to create a new shared album to put it in. And I'm going to call it. Now, let me go through what I did there because you're not seeing it, right? I'm looking at a picture of my grandson. And I'm going to tap share box. First step, tap the share box. Next step, add to shared album. Now I don't happen to have one shared album for Alex, so I'm going to create one. New shared album. We'll call it Alex. Okay. I'm going to send it to Anne. And I'll send it to Bill. Bill Kelliher. I'm going to click next. And then I think all I do is click post. And if Bill's still on the line, he's going to tell me if he got that.
I just got a thing that said shared albums.
Okay. And if you click on it, you should get that one picture.
And then I have to, it says accept,
Yep.
and I have the picture.
All right. So that's what somebody was asking me at the beginning of the class. How do I share pictures? Any questions about that one? I should challenge you all right now and say, send me a shared album. But I won't do that. It's in the video, so we can watch the video.
Bill,
Yes, go ahead, please.
you'll have time to show us how. I love the memories, the automatic memories that
Let's
come
go
up.
there. Let's go there.
And maybe you can show us how to edit them, because every once in a while it puts in a picture that I don't want.
I don't think there is a way.
I think there is. I think there is, but I don't know how. I haven't really looked into it.
There's a section for on both the iPhone and the iPad called For You. And I go to photos. I look at my albums and I scroll down. Where are they? Oh, at the bottom of the iPhone, it says For You. You tap that. On the iPad, there's a For You as well. And it makes and it made a actual video. If I tap any one of these, I will get a video. Now, and I just tap the screen to stop it. Hit the X. Now, is your point you wanted different pictures in that album?
Well, every once in a while with those memories, there might be one that I didn't want, or I might want to substitute one. Or maybe I want to change the music. And I read that you can edit it, but I
You
don't
can,
know
I
how.
believe, change the music.
And I think you can also change the pictures. But I haven't really looked into that.
I remember changing the music. I don't remember being able to change the pictures. Oh, says manage photos there.
What did you do? Press and hold or what?
Okay. So the question is, let me go back to the beginning. You're looking at a particular album here. Let's pick one. This one. Right. And I start playing it. I don't know how many pictures are in it. It looks like one. Let me
There should
pick
be
one that
more
has more than
file.
one picture in it.
In its memories, it's usually several.
I know. Let's go here.
Yeah, all the pictures are on the bottom.
Yep. Over in the left-hand corner here at the bottom, it has a music symbol. If I tap that, I believe I can pick a different
yeah.
song.
And it lets you hear a sample before you change it. I assume so.
Also, if I tap the screen up here at the top, there's a 3 dots where you can manage the photos. Well, here's the photos in that memory, and you can delete some.
Yeah, I probably
I don't see where you can add any though.
Mhm.
Can you rearrange them? No. Okay.
Well, maybe you could add to that album or something.
Okay. One last thing.
Thank you, Bill.
Yes. But it's surprising what they put together for you there. So give it a try, everybody. See what's there. It's just a fun thing to play with.
I have it set up so that when I go to my home screen, it plays my memories for that day. It has each day, it has new memories.
And how did you do that?
I put it in that thing, you know, that thing, you know, when you showed us that rotating thing about, you know, that you put on the home page.
Oh,
And you
a
can make
widget? A widget?
widget.
A widget. Okay.
A widget.
Okay.
And it's really really nice because I've got thousands of pictures and it used to take days to make a slideshow.
I know, and just,
And they do it automatically.
you know, if you think about this, a birthday's coming up for my grandson or my son, you know, and I just go to people, I pull, right? And now I got all these pictures of my son that I can select from. Or I could just play the memory that's there. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And just the reaction that we just got there, laughing about it, is really great. Okay. There are some other apps that you can use for processing photos. If I go to photo faves here, I have some apps that you can use for scanning in documents. The one I really like to show people is Facetune. This one costs, I think, $3 or $4 or something like that. Facetune. No, I don't want to get two. And I did that one already. So let me, but here's a picture of me. You know, you see the wrinkles on my forehead there? If I click on smooth down here, oh, come on. Don't want the commercials. And I just click here and I start going over the wrinkles. And you see how they disappear? How about over here? So it's, I've just gone to the beauty salon and I've got some enhancements to my face. Crow's feet over here, get rid of those.
Get rid of your glasses.
Did I get rid of my glasses too? And I can, then I think I can go back. I say check. And I want to whiten my teeth. All right, so I just go over like this, go over a couple times. Nice app to use, just fun.
Too bad you can do that on your person.
You got it. Okay. There's another app that I got to show you there. One of the things we often want to do is we want to put some text on a picture. And the best app that I know of to do that with, all of them have the capability. You can even do it with the photo editing tool. But this one is just so nice. It's hard to resist. It's called Photo, P-H-O-N-T-O. And if I click on it, it just comes up blank screen. I click the camera and I'm going to go to my photo albums. And I pick a picture, right? And then I just click on the picture. All right, I'm sorry, I click done. And now I click on the picture and it says add text. This is a lake in Canada. I don't know whether. Right. And I can click done on that and there it is. Wait a minute, I don't like that. Well, I can change the font to be something like this. I can change the style to make the different color. So I'll make it yellow. Say done with that. I can change the size. We'll make it a little smaller. And I'll put it up here in the blue sky. Ah.
Bill, what was the name of that app again? Photo what?
I thought you'd like that one. It's called PHONTO, photo.
Photo faves, photo faves.
Oh, the
It
Facetune
says,
Basic.
it says photo faves at the top of your screen.
Oh, that's my favorite photo apps.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
this
this is just called photo, PHOTO.
PHONTO. ONTO.
Thank you.
A man in a hot air balloon realized that he was lost. He reduced his altitude and spotted a woman below. He descended a bit more and shouted, "Excuse me, can you help me? I promised a friend I would meet him an hour ago, but I don't know where I am." The woman replied, "You're in a hot air balloon hovering approximately 30 feet above the ground. You're between 59 and 60 degrees north latitude and between 107 and 108 degrees west latitude." The balloonist, "You must be an engineer." "I am," replied the woman. "How did you know?" "Well," answered the balloonist, everything you told me is technically correct." Everything you told me is technically correct, but I have no idea what to make of your information. And the fact is, I'm still lost. Frankly, you've not been much help at all. If anything, you've delayed my trip. The woman below responded, "You must be a manager." "I am," replied the balloonist, "but how did you know that?" "Well," said the woman, "you don't know where you are or where you're going. You have no reason. You have now risen to where you are due to where you are due to a large quantity of hot air. You made promises which you have no idea how to keep. You expect people beneath you to solve your problems. The fact is, you are exactly in the same position you were before we met, but now somehow it's my fault. I could have said politician there too, I probably. All right, everybody. By the way,
Thank you.
I've added
What's next
something.
week?
Let's see, what are we doing next week?
Yes.
I think it's news apps.
Great job, Bill.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
Have a
you're
good
welcome.
week.
Bill.
Have a great week.
Have a great week, everybody.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bill.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.